Peace, 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 peace. Peace to the family, peace, love, and light. Grand Rising. What's good with you, y'all? Happy V-Day. Or as they say, Happy Lupercalia. Happy Lupercalia. Right? What's good? Grand Rising. Grand Rising. What's good? Happy V-Day. Salute. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Hey. Yeah, I got some information to share with you. Yes. Peace, y'all. This is a very celebratory day. It's not gonna be a live like last night. I'm not gonna be flamed up and turned up, you know what I'm saying, as much. And if I do get flamed up and turned up, it's gonna be in all positivity. You know, I left all of that behind me yesterday. You feel me? I just brought the axe out just in case though. Just in case. But I want to talk about like the day one, right? This is like the new day of a new year, right? And how do we know that? Because we could look at the signs, we could look at the symbolisms of what's taking place. In particular, the game, the Super Bowl last night, and my explanation for it. Again, I don't report. I don't speak from a pompous place. I don't speak from a place of ego. I consider myself a conduit or a vessel that the universe, the cosmos can speak to. And I did the work. I did the work to empty my vessel, right? In this Aquarian season, you have to empty your vessel so universe can pour into you, right? Because you cannot be filled up with spirit if you already filled up with junk. So I did the work. I've done the work to empty my vessel, to make myself empty so I could be filled up with spirit and be a vessel of creator so you can hear yourself, right? And that's where my transmissions and my downloads came from. You know what I'm saying? I got woken up about 3:30 in the morning. In the morning, and the spirit was explaining to me what the play was and what the narrative is. And it said, look, this game is a battle of timelines. You know what I'm saying? The Cincinnati Bengals represent Asia Minor, right? Chinese time. And Cincinnati itself, right, represents what people call the Illuminati. If there's such a thing, right, their base or their stronghold would be in Cincinnati of all places. Why? Because Cincinnati is called Seven Hills. It is the Seven Hills city. And anybody who knows the history of Seven Hills means Rome, right? So Cincinnati is the enclave here in the U.S. that represents the Roman enclave, right? It is the Jesuit stronghold. So the Jesuit stronghold represents Gregorian time. So Cincinnati winning means that we would be on the same Gregorian timeline, headed to the same BS that we have been dealing with since 2020 when this pandemic hit. But a new timeline, the LA Rams represent a Mexum, right? Northwest of Mexum, which the acronyms are NWA. So to me, I'm looking at the signs and I'm like, well, they got Dr. Dre at the halftime. They got Snoop Dogg there. They got the whole legacy play. Northwest of Mexum. We're talking about the kingdom of Queen Khalifa, right? Queen Khalifa. Shout out to the goddesses, right? This is about y'all. This is about restoring and putting, right, the matriarch back on the throne in her position, and her sons and her husbands, the kings and the princes, protecting mama so she could do her work, right? But our job, for the ones who have accepted the assignment, is uplifting fallen humanity. Noble Drew Ali, just like Quetzalcoatl, is pictured carrying a woman in their hands, right? And carrying a woman in her hands don't mean that she's feeble and broken down. It means that the third industrial revolution, when these Europeans and these industrialists came out to get their bread and make their trillions of dollars, mama had to pay the cost. And I'm going to show you not only Mama had to pay the cost, right? Mama Earth had to pay the cost, and Big Mama paid the cost. So the same people who diminished and tarnished the planet is the same people that's responsible for the cancer, Mama getting cancer in her breast because she got to put on baby powder, Johnson and Johnson. She putting on deodorant that got cancer in it. She's eating cancerous food. All of this it's all a byproduct of petrochemicals. So you take somebody like Roosevelt, right? Take somebody like Rockefeller, for that matter. Not Roosevelt, but take somebody like Rockefeller and DuPont. In the early 1900s, when he started, his oil, right? Fossil fuels, the byproduct of fossil fuels. So you take one person like Rockefeller, oil, banking, big pharma, media, right? And a whole bunch of other stuff. It just falls at the feet of this one person. So it's not fictional to be like, oh, this whole thing is being controlled by a cabal of people that you could fit in a Sprinter. It's small. It's small amounts. They're families, right? But these particular families, it's all about energy. So this global reset is about an energy. The money is pegged to the energy. It's called a petrodollar for a reason. So the global reset is not so much about finances. It's about energy. It's about taking the world off of fossil fuels and shifting them over to free energy, or what they call clean energy. The fact that these trillionaires or these multi-trillionaires, going to go with the fact that these multi-trillionaires, right, are the ones who have done the most damage to the planet. They promised them, we can't just shift you off of fossil fuels abruptly and introduce Tesla technology and free energy. They want to piecemeal it. They want to do it like this. So they told them, if you're worth 10 trillion, by the time we finish this, you're going to be worth 100 trillion. But with the Earth, with the planet, what the galaxy has mandated is she's not taking the time. They're not piecemealing this. We're pushing them the fuck out the way, right? And we're taking control of this planet back as the stewards of the ship, as the custodians of Mother Earth, right? So we could fix and repair Mama Earth. So the fourth industrial revolution, which we are currently in, is about the synergistic merging of cybergenetics and biogenetics. That's why you see these people going about it where they like, we're gonna put chips in people. That's the weak way to do it. That's the whack way to do it. What would be the economically responsible way to do it? Building with hempcrete, right? Putting smart chips in the house. You could make a whole smart home and then not have a negative carbon footprint, not have a negative energetic footprint. All of the technology that we need to restore ourselves, repair ourselves, and repair Mother Earth is here for us, right? The crystal matrix. We don't got time for their timeline no more, right? Send them motherfuckers packing. Because the universe got plans for them. And you don't want what they got coming to them. Trust me, you want to get the fuck out the way. Because their retribution and their what they got coming, you don't want that. You don't want that. You send them motherfuckers packing like the Bengals. Okay? So the LA Rams represent Aries. Aries is the astrological new year. That's what timeline we need to be on. If you want to realign yourself with nature, you need to be on a natural timeline, right? If you want to tap back in with Mama, you have to be embracing Mama. The conscious community needs to have the biggest New Year ceremony on March 21st ever, because these are the same niggas that on January 1st or December 31st, they want to tell you that's not the New Year. All right, so what time do you take out to make sure that you're celebrating Mama because nobody else is, that you didn't forget? Because Mama just want to know who remembers her. Mama has been in an abusive relationship for 6,000 years, right, with a fucking colonizer who has been beating her ass. And she fucked around and left a relationship that she had for millions of years with the melanated man. Because she's like, yo, you was paying attention to this nigga, so I wanted to know what it was jacking for. right? Energy goes where the mind flows to. She was like, you was paying him all the mind in the world. Like this nigga was about that life. So she ended up choosing up, and she made a mistake. And she been in an abusive relationship for 6,000 years because of it. But she's garnered up enough motherfucking energy. She's garnered up enough inspiration to leave that relationship. And she's like, I want that old thing back. She want that old thing back. And that's you. She wants you back. But you got to position yourself to not be the custodians or the stewards of Asia Minor or Africa or America or the Mexims, the whole globe. The whole globe. And from the globe, the whole galaxy. Right? Because the whole galaxy is, like when they had them ships in the LA ports and they had the backlog of ships and they couldn't come into ports because shit was fucked up. Right? That's how the galaxy is right now. Right? There's so many entities. There's so much family that wants to come in here and share technology, right? Share truths, right? Open fucking doors and portals for us, but they can't come in here because we ain't cleaned this mess up yet. Because we not being men and women about our shit. We not being gods and goddesses. We're subspecies to animals. Because the animals know that these niggas ain't even right. We the only ones pretending like we don't know it because we acting like we dependent. We need something from them. We don't need a motherfucking thing from them. We don't need it. We could do for self. The universe has already provided you with financial assistance to do for self. I seen the brother El Crypto on here. Shout out to him. Shout out to Nadi. Shout out to sisters like Gia, right? These people are stepping forward and showing you could do for self. The universe has mandated that you have all of the instruments, all of the materials, right? To do your own thing. Provide food, clothing, and shelter. What do you need them for? You could get low. You don't even got to see them if you don't want to at this point. You could be a digital nomad. You could be out here like I am in the desert. Right? You don't got to see them. And look, white people is not your ops. They're not your ops. They've been lied to just like we've been lied to. So this inability of us, right, the fact that we can't see one another got us in this position. We both been lied to. We both been lied to. You understand? They not your ops. I'm out here and I'm moving in the purpose of love. And they just like, it absolves the pretentious hate. Because it's not real, right? It's not real. They've never come across somebody that's fully crystallized, that's on love time. And it breaks it down. It breaks them down. It breaks them down. And then we can hug it out. And be like, damn, this is a hug that's been waiting for 40, 50, 100, fucking 500 years to happen. Right? They want to be part of the human family as much as we need them to be part of the human family. You know what I'm saying? We gonna need one another. We gonna need, a love drive by. Like, right? This particular axe, this comes from the Nagas. This comes from the Nagas. And this is an axe that you do spiritual warfare with in the astral realm to destroy ignorance and transmute it into love. Right? So I'm out here just doing work for the family, for us. Because I did the work for myself. I'm good. I'm Gucci. Trust me. Right? I want us to win. And it can't be a us until it's a you. You apostrophe S is us. So us is a bunch of yous who are self-realized and know themselves. You don't have no enemies. The only enemy that you have is ignorance. The only enemy that you have is your lower self. I don't know where you can buy. This was given to me by, the people who recognize me for who I am and know what I needed for my armory. I had to earn this. So I don't know where you can buy it. You see this? I don't know where you can buy something like this. I have no idea. You got to go up into the Tibetan mountains. And that's a pilgrimage within itself, we should be willing to do the things that make us most uncomfortable so we can really find ourselves, because the you that you're looking for is on the other side of fear. It's on the other side of pain. It's on the other side of comfort. You feel me? You got to throw yourself to the wind and see what comes back. There were so many things that happened out here, right? There was testing. I went through so many tests. And I passed them with flying colors. And that's the only reason that I'm here and I'm able to speak to you like this. You feel me? That's the only reason. And it's not, I'm not gloating. I'm not popping my collar. I'm challenging us to rise to our highest potential so we can arrive in that place, because the universe wants to hand you the keys. The universe wants to hand you the keys, but you got to be ready to do it. Black men in particular, melanated men, Moorish men, or, you know, however you self-identify yourself, we have to atone. We have to atone for our relationship with these women. We all been lied to. And that's been the biggest lie. You know what I'm saying? We running off the pimp program. That's another form of slavery. We all running off the narcissist program. That's a byproduct of slavery, right? Because the master insisted on being treated like the master. Where does he get that from? Religion, right? The Old Testament God. He was the biggest narcissist. Was he not? So the New Testament was about Jesus, whether it's a narrative or not. Nigga, I read books all day. A book is a book is a book, right? I'm able to extract gems from anything that's a lesson. So the New Testament is Jesus coming to absolve the old gods of narcissism, right? Because the old gods was jealous. They was narcissists. They wanted to be worshipped in a way in which the master of a slave house wants to be worshipped. And then they push it on to your parents. And now your parents in a household have taken on the role of the master in the slave house. And the master of the slave house is taking on the role of the God of the old Bible. Right? So we all been lied to. Based on fucking narcissism. The woman is not your op. She's not secondary. Right? She's primary and she's necessary. So we have to atone for these things that we have done in our ignorance. Right? You don't got to beat up on yourself. Just forgive yourself. Yo, I forgive myself. I did some shit that I ain't know what I was doing. I ain't even know myself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know myself. How can I blame myself for not knowing myself? Right? But I promise to do better. You feel me? I made women have abortions. You know what I'm saying? I remember women telling me, they'd be like, they used to go to my mother and be like, I thank God that that your son didn't decide to be a pimp. Right? Because they would have did whatever I asked them to. I utilized my powers in the wrong way. And I've forgiven myself. And then I've gone back to those women and I've asked them for forgiveness. And I've done some of it in the presence of my mother. You feel me? So she could hold me to task and she could see her son growing into a man. It's necessary. And these are the small gestures. These are the small things that we can do that restores our power. Because there's so many pieces of us that are out there scattered in the world. Every time that woman has an abortion, my brothers, you have an abortion. Because both of y'all are pregnant. Both of y'all are pregnant. Right? And you have to learn how to cut those cords. They're spiritual. Those children are still yours. Even if you aborted them, they still exist in the astral plane. And they upset. So you have to have ceremonial funerals for them. You have to lay them to rest. And you have to absolve that that astral, that connection, that cord that you have with that woman. You feel me? These are the things that is necessary for you to get your power back, black man. So the world can receive you for who you are, the gods that you are. And we should do it all in public. We should have a public event of atonement where the women can see us, killing our ego. So we could prepare ourselves for what's coming next, which is so much bigger. But the universe can't drop on you what you got coming with closed hands. I gotta take a walk. And this is the only way, you know, to prepare ourselves to get out of just talking about this God level shit. You got to live it. It's a real fucking power. Why would you play with it? When you like, yo, I could do the right things and get the planet back right now. I got adopted by people from every nation on the planet. Brought me into their family. Look, they gave me mines. I was given gold mines. How you gonna give somebody a gold mine? Right? How you gonna give somebody a gold mine and be like, yo, I'm adopting you as my son and I'm giving this to you because my children don't want it. They want to be trap rappers or whatever else, you know, our culture has influenced the world that they should be because everybody follows us. You feel me? So they like, oh shit, Snoop Dogg. They was calling me Snoop Dogg. It's cool. I don't take it offensive. They like Snoop Dogg. Here, you know, I got land, I got mines, I got daughters. I'm like, calm down. Right? I got a wifey. Right? But I'll take some of the land and I'll take the mines. You feel me? And we can restore. Look, this family adopted me from the Amazon, right? They had some of the illest high-grade gems, and I'll show you some of them. I'll give you some of this. And they like, yo, they are repairing the land of the Amazon, right? They're putting trees back in the, you know what I'm saying? They're planting trees and they're doing all of that stuff. This is the stuff that I want to do. Right? This is the stuff that makes me feel whole and complete. They had a whole crystal that looked just like me. It was cut out of crystal. It had the dreads and everything. It's like, this is you and your older self. We need you to come to our land and bless it. I have the ability to go back to the Amazon and plant the Amazon back. Me knowing that after the Amazon burnt in 2019, that I've been telling people, maybe that's the reason that we got coronavirus. How you going to destroy the lungs of the planet? How you going to destroy the lungs of the planet and think that you safe? All sorts of disease could proliferate because the lungs of the planet operate just like your lungs do. And they filter out any disease. You dig what I'm saying? But if you destroy the lungs, then all of that disease can now penetrate. And that's what we're dealing with. So I'm like, yo, we can be the stewards. You know what I'm saying? We can be rich and righteous. We can be everything that we've been talking about. Yes, everything that I spoke on, I have been able to achieve, you know what I'm saying, in record time just by doing the work. And don't let this work intimidate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can do the work. It's not a work that needs to be done or should be done alone. We should all rise to the occasion and be like, all right, what part of the work can I do? Imagine if we was all doing the work. You feel me? How quick would the work get done? And I'm excited to do the work. I'm not running from it. Like, I'm running to it. These are my brothers from Morocco. They live at the foothills of the Atlas Mountain in Morocco. They got some of the illest minerals I've ever seen. They got shit I've never seen. That's family. They like, look, I'm part of their family now. We adopted. I'm with my cousin, right? This brother right here, he introduced us to consciousness. Me and A.A. Rashid, Red, right? His brother, all of them. He's the big homie. This is Nas Blicky's father. So not only did he spawn consciousness through us by activating us, his son is responsible for Brooklyn drill music, right? And I was able to help him heal through his situation because his son just got shot. But he survived. He's a survivor. So there's so many aspects of his hero journey taking place simultaneously, right? There's so many aspects of us bringing all of this back together to heal one another. You feel me? There's nothing that nobody can tell me that there's nothing that we can't do. It's impossible, right? I'm continuously showing you that the matrix can be hacked. It's all mental. As long as we make our minds up, that's the way that the timeline goes, right? But I specifically, boy came back from getting shot 3 times in the head, right? And then he got shot last year in the back or something like that. We got to go and rescue and save these babies. But the only way to do that is stepping into our manhood, stepping into our assignment, our duty as the custodians, as the real gods of this planet. Not the play shit, right? Because the transformation could take place through his son. His son wants to put down the flag. His son wants to call for if I want to be a man and be here for my children, you trying to tell me that I can't lead the street shit and man up? I can't lead this shit alone. I can't put the fucking flag down. Why are these niggas indebted to this fucking flag? When Nip died, the Crips told his mama, we got it from here. They trying to tell his mama that her son ain't her son, but it's theirs. Like, the possession of his body is still part of the gang? No. That's her fucking son. No, it's no R.I.P. He's not dead. He's not dead. He's alive. He lives. He's the Heru. Right? We got to go to war for our children back. Even if it means washing the fucking big homies up and sitting them down. Right? Because they're not in service to the higher good of humanity. Right? Who do they serve? Who do they pledge allegiance to? Who are they checking in? Who's they big homie? What energy, what force on the planet, right, do you think that these niggas adhere to? When you pick up a piece of crack rock, you automatically draw a motherfucking line between you and your brothers. Because you can't be brothers with a nigga who could potentially be your op. The minute you pick that pistol up, you've drawn a line between you and humanity and your brotherhood. Because everybody's now potentially your op. We got to destroy this shit. If you want your babies back. We got to be willing to go to war against this shit. Right? And it's a righteous war. And it's one that's worth fighting. Right? These niggas is not that tough. They're not that tough. You drop their head, the rest of that shit'll fall. But you got to bring them back into the fold of the human family. We got to put hands on them because, all of that gang shit is just trauma bonding. That's all that is. You got to break the fucking bonds of trauma. And you wouldn't have that shit. Or at least they wouldn't be in service to the wrong motherfucking entities. Because like I said, who you think they pledge allegiance to, whether they know it or not, they made soul contracts. And that shit is not with the Most High. They have not made a soul contract with the Most High. That's not who they are in service to. Right? That's not who they getting flamed up and being in service to. It's not to the Most High. So we know what type of motherfucking entities they got soul contracts with. It's time to destroy that shit. And get our babies back. Yeah, they on demon time. So they already telling you who the soul contract is with. And our communities is under hostage for motherfucking demonic lower entity forces that we allowed to creep in, okay? Because niggas wanted to pick up crack cocaine. Not understanding that when Pablo and the rest of them was doing magic in the motherfucking hills, right? You seen the documentaries. Look. I know who the fuck they was conjuring when they was doing that magic on over the coca leaf. Right? And then the feds or the CIA brings it in. So you're working for the feds and you're working for lower demonic entities. And then you pick up a piece of crack rock and you can no longer be part of the human family because you can't allow niggas in your cipher that's not part of your crew because they might be the ops. So automatically you draw a line between you and the rest of your people, right? But these are the people that are leading our children. These are the people who have our communities under hostage. It's been going on for too long. These are the people that are pimping our women, right? And these are the people that our fucking babies are looking up to and saying, that's what I want to grow up to be. But you're not given the permission or the ability to tap into the higher form of yourself, who you really came here contracted to become. Now, I can't be responsible for everybody's journey because some people might have signed up for that shit. But I'm just saying, like, it's time to fight back for our babies, for our women, for our children, for our neighborhoods, for our future, so we can turn the neighborhoods back into communities. When the battles of Algiers and all other revolutions took place, they had to kill the pimp first, and then they killed the drug dealer. Because those people will sell you out first. Their allegiance, they are federally contracted workers who are not on payroll. So when they snatch them up, they get debriefed. Those people work for them folks. They got to go. They got to go. You feel me? It's time to bring the drop squads back. An invisible army. Unapologetic. Yeah. Kill them in love, though. Right? So you can release their spirit. You feel me? War is war is war. You just got to pick the right motherfucking fight to fight. But you're going to fight something. You're going to fight something down here. You got to pick your battles. That's all this is about. And this is not, again, this is not an expression of hate. This is all in love. This is all in love. When is enough enough? Feel me? When is enough enough? You got whole generations of people dying because an insecure nigga had to kill another dude because of some woman, or he couldn't motherfucking fight. And now this shit has rippled 30 and 40 years into, oh, babies is being born into this and jumped in and all of this stupid shit. And they ain't motherfucking fighting the real enemy. And this nigga's out here with his fangs out, right? And he's after our babies. A man who does not stand up to defend his baby is not a fucking man. You dig what I'm saying? He's not a fucking man. So the grown ass children in our community, right? Boys with mustaches is out here, right? Pretending to be fucking men, and they are crystallizing that template, and it's being promoted around the rest of the world. So when I come around the international family, I don't gotta explain myself because they like, damn, we never seen one like you. What the fuck is this? We didn't even know that y'all exist. Because the only thing we see is these fucking gangbangers. We have to go to war to take our image back, because our image is so vital. It's medicine to the planet. And it operates as the gravitational north node, or the North Star. It is the compass that everyone follows. It's the compass that everyone follows. So it's worth going to war for. It's worth fighting for. Them niggas is pussy. I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know? And I'm going to LA next. I'm going to LA next. So I'll tap in and I'll check in and sit down and talk to some of the big homies. I'll be delighted. I wish we do the shit live. I wish we do it live. Right? So I can lay it all on the table. Right? And I don't have no fear. Like, death can't even kill me. You feel me? I have no fear. You understand? I have no fear. This is passion. And I want to put it in its proper place so they can feel it. You have to be willing to die to go and get our motherfucking babies back, to get our name back, to get our women back, to get this nation back, to get this world back, to put this galaxy back in its proper fucking place so we can move forward and jump to dimensions that we need to be in. You ain't find nothing to die for yet? Then you're not living. If you have not found something that you're willing to die for, then you are not worthy to live. You're just here, you know, doing whatever, but you're not living. You're not living. Is that I'm not the protection of the universe? I am the universe. This is the universe speaking to you. Right? Yeah. Death is sweet. Death is beautiful. Death is blissful. Right? Death is the dopest shit ever. Hence the fact that you release dopamines. They got us scared of death. They got us scared of black. And the fact that you're scared of death makes you scared of black. That's all a byproduct of religion. I look at these babies like these new ones. I'm willing to fucking go to war to protect them, to allow them to flourish, just for me to witness them become who they came here to be. I just want to observe them, right? I just want to sit around and watch babies grow while we replant the Amazon and we repair the planet. I just want to watch the babies grow, because I'm looking in the eyes of these babies and I'm like, yo, you a whole deity. You a whole, not even an ancestor. You a whole deity. You come from the pantheon of the gods. You part of the Netherverse. I just want to protect the babies and just see them grow. We could build up a wall like a wall of Jericho. Just let them go. Sit back and let them flow. You never know what they're going to grow into. You know what I'm saying? Why not put some dough into what they want to be? Let them be free. And we can sit back and see who they've come to become. Because they say that we're human beings, so that means that we're still becoming who we ultimately came here to be. It's an active principle. They didn't say that you're a human being. They said you're a human being. That's an active principle. You ain't graduate yet. You still got some layers to go. Say it ain't so. So this is how I spent my Super Bowl. I was meditating, right? Dictating the outcome to say, yo, we need a new timeline, right? We don't want to be on the Gregorian timeline no more, right? That's old. That's done with. Let me see.
Man, this thing here.
Technology, ancient.
This was everything. Appreciative.
That's how I cracked the code.
Super Bowl Sunday. I'll never forget. This magnification and manifestation helped me actually crack the matrix. So, yeah, man, history has been made, and I am indebted for the experience. Ashe, ashe. Give thanks. Glitching. And manifestation helped me actually crack the matrix. So, yeah, man, history has been made, and I am indebted for the experience. Ashe, ashe. Give thanks. Glitching. Experience. Ashe, ashe. Give thanks. Glitching. Give thanks. Glitching.
So, this is my answer to people that's like, yo, if you're a leader, why didn't you just tell people who was gonna win? Because it's an investment opportunity for you to break, right, whatever generational curse of lack that our people are experiencing. Why we couldn't put our chips together and be like, damn, make an offer. You don't got to come to me with 1, 2, or 3, or 4 ETHs. I'm just like, look, I'm setting up the table for negotiations. Nobody brought nothing to the table. They just said, shit, you should give it to us for free. They didn't even come with a negotiation. And I had the fucking answers. I had the answers and they didn't even come for it. They went to YouTube to get this shit for free and everybody fucking failed. Right? Because Zach, or none of them other gematria people is going to tell you about yourself in the script and the narrative. He fucking hates niggas. And this story is not about him, right? And if there is a Jesuit plan, you can't speak about the Jesuit conspiracy without talking about the Crusades. And you can't speak about the Crusades without talking about the Moors. So how's he going to tell you what a fucking conspiracy is if he don't know the other part of the equation? And the dummies went and followed the dummy, and the blind led all the dummies off the cliff. And mad niggas took food off their table and out of their baby's mouth, following a fucking troglodyte who cannot see into the cosmos. He don't have the faculty. He don't have the equipment, right? He's lifting the root. He's lifting the hood and looking at the mechanics of how synchronistic relationships work and how everything is tied and tethered to one another. And he thinks it's a conspiracy, right? He thinks it's a conspiracy. I don't know whether his pineal is calcified. I'm not going to get into that conversation. But I'm saying that he can't see into the depths and the realms. But I've been doing this shit for 11 years straight. And niggas ain't want to pay me. Right? You don't even got to pay me in bread. You could be like, yo, shit. Barter, do something, negotiate, nigga. Upsell me. I'm out here negotiating with people around the world I've been out here since the 2nd. Today's the 14th. Yesterday was the last day of the show, but today's the cleanup. This is when we get to go with the U-Haul and get the people who's willing to dump shit down. You know, yo, I gotta unload because I don't want to take this back with me to whatever country I'm going to. So I'm going to get shit for basement prices. Nigga, my cousin and them will tell you, look, Donald Trump don't even got nothing on the art of the deal that we was out here willing and dealing on some Brooklyn shit. You can't tell me nothing about high stakes deals. I got $1 million worth of gems and I probably spent like 6 or 7 racks. And I got $1 million worth of gem all through negotiations. And majority of it was just through blessings. The people was just giving me shit for free just because of the energy. So I'm like, yo, why you ain't do the homework? Because the answer was right there. You got 4 sets of 44 in the gematria breakdown of the LA Rams. You don't even got to come to me for the fucking answers. But you all looking for the wrong thing. Because when the YouTube gematria gurus, the goofies over there is telling you about 44, it's only in a scary way. Oh, it's the kill numbers, the shoot numbers, suicide numbers, the earthquakes, and this, that, and the other. But what about how it ties into our narrative? What about how it ties into blood? Right? What about how it ties into our Christos energy? What about the messianic aspects of 44? What about Blue Pillar 44, nigga? Fuck out of here. The shit was right there. That's why I'm saying you got to pay me because you don't want to do the work. That's why you got to pay for ETHs. Right? That's why you got to pay, because you don't want to do the work. And if you want me to work for you, you got to fucking pay me because my time is precious. Every hour is an ETH. I created a token that's worth $44 quadrillion. I don't got time for the petty shit. I got a whole fucking world to rebuild. And what I'm saying is that we could all have woken up today and been 4,444 ETHs richer. And then you could have spent a minimal amount to get a maximum return. And I could have went to the gym show and bought everything that the people had. And we could have had it as a community trust. And there's ways that we can take those crystals and monetize them and collateralize them and do a bunch of other shit. But I'm not going to tell y'all all of this no more. I'm just going to do the fucking work on behalf of mama. Not the people, mama. Right? Because the babies are tethered to mama. Right? The grown folks are going to have to figure this shit out. Babies and mama, that's who we put on for. And mama is the planet, and mama is the mamas. My mama, your mama, right? I love mamas. Let me show you. I got some more mama footage. I love the mamas. So much. I met so many elders. I met Pachamama. She's the direct descendant from the Incan kings and queens. This lady had the most beautiful jewelry I've ever laid eyes on. And she was the most beautiful person I've ever laid my eyes on. Right? The Amma, the Mama. Beautiful, beautiful people out here in this world that are doing amazing works. Now, if her people can create under this level of stress, if you will, right? Because the colonizers and the conquistadors came in and destroyed entire civilizations. Look at the level of artistry and creativity that these people still possess. And they have a cosmological story and narrative that's superior to the Europeans. Can you imagine? Look. This is her son-in-law. He translates for her.
So, artists, there are people who make the jewelry. Is it one artist or is it many? No, for us, as a family, we have, because it's a family who work with us. We provide the design, the material, and they make it for us, this jewelry. But we work with the same family for generations.
They work with the same family for generations.
So the second generation.
Look at that.
And then that way we provide continuation. And they work from the home. The people don't come to the factory. They spend time with their family. They teach the kids to continue the tradition.
Okay, so this is all family, right?
And then you have, for instance,
all family, traditional, Peruvian.
This is
the whole history.
This is the Incas. This is the people of Tupac Amaru.
History.
And he has, so this is the story of Pachacutec. Yes. The greatest emperor of the Incas, who has the Trinity that I was told you just a second ago with him. He was born human, but was chosen by the gods to be ruler. So he was connecting two worlds, the upper world and this world. For this reason, the condor is on the shoulder with the open wings. He protects the emperor, but also protects the humankind because he's a part of that. He was born human. And then you have Puma by his side, and the snake, the last piece of the puzzle for us to finish the journey on the earth when you will go back to the stars. And then this is the Chacana cross. The Chacana was the representation of three-dimensional worlds. Three worlds. Upper world, this world, and underworld. The center here in the middle, it was representing the belly button of the universe at the time for the Incas, was Cusco, the capital of the Incas, the capital of the emperor. The statue of the emperor of the Incas, he was the greatest emperor.
Entire history.
And he has, so this is the story of Pachacutec, the greatest emperor of the Incas. He has the Trinity that I told you just a second ago with him. He was born human, but was chosen by the gods to be ruler. So he was connecting two worlds, the upper world and this world. For this reason, the condor is on the shoulder with the open wings. He protects the emperor, but also protects the humankind because he's a part of that. He was born human. And then you have Puma by his side, and the snake, the last piece of the puzzle for us to finish the journey on the earth when you will go back to the stars. And then this is the Chacana cross. The Chacana was the representation of three-dimensional worlds. Three worlds. Upper world, this world, and underworld. The center here in the middle, it was representing the belly button of the universe at the time for the Incas, was Cusco, the capital of the Incas.
That's enough. That's enough. Right? Too much sauce. Right? These are the Incas. Okay? This is where the conquistadors went and got the mineral resources to create the wealth for Spain. Spain ain't had no money until they came to Peru, and they got the silver, they got the gold, and they got the copper from the beautiful, majestic people who were the Incans, who Tupac Amaru was named after. So this is soul bridging. What place? I'm in Arizona at the Tucson Mineral Show. Yesterday was the last day. It was for 3 weeks. The whole world converged on Arizona for 3 weeks with gemstones and precious metals. You feel me? And every opportunity that you could think of in the world. And I couldn't get no fucking support from my people. Right? There were people that's in my network that I do any and everything for. These niggas wouldn't even call me back. They wouldn't even call me back. But every time I turn the fucking the YouTube on, these niggas is going live with a program. You going to call me for Sophia Stewart's contact, but the nigga can't call me back. And I did everything for this nigga to put him in position of power. And the fucking nigga couldn't even call me back. You understand? This is the type of shit that I'm dealing with. The fact that this community will take and take and take and take and take and take and take if you're fucking giving, but never put back. And niggas is out here fronting like they doing the work. The work is not just on YouTube, my nigga. You got to be out here in the field touching people in real time, making soul connections, repairing the fucking broken bonds. And that's who y'all sitting in front of and tapping into and telling them that they doing such a good fucking job because they got a YouTube channel. But you don't see the people in the field doing no goddamn work. Now, I did the YouTube work. I did the blog talk work. I did the Facebook work. I did the Instagram work. So, my nigga, don't ever compare that basic shit that niggas do to what we do. So a lot of people gonna have to answer for their own inequities and their inability to see greatness, not in me, but amongst themselves. Cause you doing this to your children. You doing this to yourself. You're not doing this to me. I'm good, nigga.
Real quick, just wanted to share something with you guys. I programmed another blockchain from scratch. Real quick, just wanted to share something with you guys. I programmed another blockchain.
So the young God builds his own blockchains from scratch, right? We done built our own blockchain. We done built our own coin. We built our own metaverse called the Netaverse. And the day that I presented my presentation, which was February 2nd, 2022, I was on stage at the Solar Culture event. And while I was telling the world that me and Mark Zuckerberg have the same human design, so I can literally be in his mind, in his body at the same time, I said, yo, I'm going to pull the plug on Meta because we got a betterverse. Facebook collapsed at the tune of $252 billion at the same time that I said that they would. And I can't get a call back from you niggas. You understand? And everybody scratching their head like, oh, what happened? Did they not meet their report? No. Something superior came on the scene and took all of the steam out of that shit. But we don't believe this type of stuff. We think that I'm taking mushrooms and shit like that. When I'm telling you all of what I'm telling you and presenting fucking results and receipts, we think that this shit got something to do with mushrooms. You niggas is lost. And I'm good. I'm good on that. This shit is painful because I want to take family with me. But I got new family. Family is family is family. And I know what appreciation looks like and what it feels like. And it's not the shit that comes from this community. It's not what comes from this community. Does not have the ability to show appreciation because they're not appreciated. So you're looking to get something from people that don't got it to give because they don't have it for themselves. You understand? So you looking for love in all the wrong places. I'm having all of the right conversations with all the wrong people. How you doing, sir? Right? The shit, it does hurt. It does hurt. Because you put so much time and an investment to building up people's platforms and doing everything that you can to make sure that they win. And these niggas will go backdoor, get your family on the platform, your cousins, your brothers, but not call you back and tell you yay or nay. Right? Damn, nigga, look, this shit popping. We need to put some bread together so we can get X, Y, and Z. Nah, son, I can't do that. All right, cool. But you're not going to call me? You're not going to call me, nigga? Some weak ass shit, man. But you want to sit up there like you a conduit for the truth. If I had anything to do with building somebody's platform, right, and putting a motherfucking piece of a cornerstone in it, that means that I can pull that cornerstone out and your platform is going to be fucked up. That's what people don't get yet, right? It happened to Facebook. Good, because I don't know nobody that's on fucking Instagram or Facebook as long as I've been on it. January 1st, 2007, I ain't seen none of y'all niggas that long. You feel me? So, yeah, that's my transmission for the day. I hope that y'all take this medicine and this information and you're able to do something with it that's of the highest level. You feel me? That's of the highest level. Challenge yourself to do something that's uncomfortable so you can know what your thresholds are. So you can get to the other side of this shit. Because comfortability is not going to get you where you need to go. You got to be willing to destroy this ego so you can really step into your God self. Right? Are you in your I am or are you still in your am I? There's a difference. Are you in your I am or are you still in your am I? If you're in your am I and you confused and you still guessing what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Then you don't need to be nowhere around me, God. Because I am in my I am, fully flamed the fuck up. All right? But I got work to do, y'all. So I'm going to see y'all. Peace, love, and light.